people use, the amount of plastic that is not recycled is so much. If we don't do something about it, it's going to get worse. We started something called the Recycling Scheme for Women and Youth Empowerment, and that is basically empowering women in coastal communities and young people to pick as much plastic as possible and then bring it to us and we buy it from them. So instead of this plastic littering our shorelines, we're actually using it to empower people in these communities.
So many things, one problem gidi gan tó pé reso ayé dé.
Right, thank you for staying with us. We're talking about the issues with the Osun APC as they prepare, to conduct the primary, the Guber primary, and get the person, the candidate that will fly the flag of that party, which has been causing issues because there has been disqualification of 7 other aspirants, leaving only 2. Dr. Mulikat and Ashiwaji Mreduno Ibamiji will be speaking with Ismail Omipidan, journalist, public affairs analyst, and former chief press secretary to former Governor Itola. He has been with us virtually, and of course, we have with us here an aspirant, to the position of a member of the House of Assembly from Ilesa West. Thank you, gentlemen. Let me take it out with you here. Barrister Ojo, I said, judging by the reaction of some persons, politically inclined persons, especially the PDP, many of them, I'm sure, possibly you've seen the reaction of some that have said, if the APC goes ahead and makes, by whatever planning, either is scheming, allegedly, or is following the party structure to say is Muneruddin Oyebamiji, that will be presented as candidate of the party. Many of them are jubilating to say, before 12 p.m., the election will be over by August 8, 2026. They are very happy with that nomination. Don't you think that should be a source of worry for you? Because they believe you wouldn't be putting your best foot forward by that nomination.
They must be joking. Partyless people.
How do you mean?
Yeah, they don't have a party. Now, you don't even call them PDP members because PDP is not existing in the state. Now, let me tell you something.
How do you mean
it's not existing in the state?
What I said? It's only the governor that left.
Okay, and he's also going to go with the members of the party. Now, let's put that aside. Now, let me answer your question. If we decided to feed one of our drummers at the party secretariat to contest for this gubernatorial seat, we are winning.
How so?
Okay.
On what ground? What would be your testimony to tell the people this is why, or this is what you have done that will warrant them to change Ademola Adeleke?
Yeah, because the good people of Osun, they are tired of this government. They want the change.
How so?
And you see, if they gathered, you said the PDP members.
And supporters of the government.
I just want to agree they are partyless people. Okay. If they gathered somewhere and say, oh, whoever that the party fits, or they have a particular candidate that they said, oh, if they feel this candidate is not going to win. I know inside of them, they are saying otherwise.
How do you know that?
Yeah, because how on earth would somebody be joking and saying, if we feed Muneruddin Bola Oyebanji by 12, they must have won the election.
If anybody is joking, it's your party. Because Otumba Omisore said that's the joker's thing.
And that's why I also
and
want
it's your
to
party
use.
that's
and that's
joking.
why I also want to use his word.
Yeah.
That's a jokiest statement coming out from these partyless people.
All right. Let me go to Mr. Omipidan. Mr. Omipidan, you were here in 2018, definitely, in another capacity. You spoke for your former boss, Laji Boyega Itola then, and there was, there was the way that election went, quite dynamic, that he went to a rerun And everybody knows, without mincing words, the part that was played by Omisore in him even finally joining your party. And some have said, what is sauce for the goose? The sauce for the ganja, and say, you know, he has come through for your party before. Whatever dealings held then, I wouldn't know. Maybe you do. You might want to tell us. Now, you know, among other people that is aspiring, he's not even talking about the decision on who will be the governor rests on the people and residents of Osun State. He only says, let me aspire. And now he has been disenfranchised. And all hands, just like I said earlier, all indications are saying it is the Ilerioluwa people that want to boss off these strong candidates. And I have to bring you in there to say, in 2022, the issues with your party at that time, Ilerioluwa camp, the top camp led by Aregbesola, led to your failure. Some are, to the failure of the party then. And some are saying, this is it happening again. Can't you connect the nexus?
Thank you very much. Let me make two quick corrections before I proceed. One, I am not a card-carrying member of the APC.
Right.
I was never a member of the APC. I am not a member of the APC as we speak.
Okay.
Yes, in 2018, I was in Osun not as a spokesperson to Itola, but as a reporter that came to cover that election.
Right.
And I was witness to all that transpired. I joined Itola August 5th, 2019 as a spokesperson.
Right.
I just felt I should make those clarifications.
Good.
Now, having said that, yes, in 2018, the role played by Omisore was acknowledged, and personally, I've also acknowledged it as as someone who documents history, as a storyteller. It's well documented in my book. It's well documented in some of my engagements. But what most Nigerians didn't know is the fact that that support did not come cheap. There were understanding that were rich. And those understanding including financial and otherwise. Now, the other part of the conditions, I was privy to their implementation because I joined His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola in August 5th, 2019. And so I was the one that announced the release of the cabinet list. And I am aware that as part of the understanding that were reached for the support in 2018, Iyolo Omisore was given slots for commissionership and special advisors. I'm also aware that for any appointment made by His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola during the period I worked with him, he deliberately took into consideration, by then he was calling them the SDP flank. And for every caretaker committee chairman of local government, Iyolo Omisore was given slots. For every LGA appointment, Iyolo Omisore was given slots. And I had cause to engage him in one of those situations. And he told me that those were part of the conditions that were reached. And for me, I believe very strongly that it was the way Oyetola treated Omisore that got Omisore attracted to join APC 2 years after that election. Now, having said that, don't forget that whatever role Omisore played was made to happen because Adeoti Shehu left the APC. And so if Adeoti had not defected to another party, that statement may not have occurred. But you cannot compare that scenario with 2022. I have said it before and I will say it again. For me, I did not believe that my former principal lost that election. There were so many things that transpired, including gang up from the federal government. And we saw it clearly. And I just give you 2 or 3 instances. One, the moment the federal security agencies arrived at Osun, the first arrest they made without any provocation was the arrest of the leader of the NURTW, who is a staunch member of the APC. He was arrested and paraded for doing nothing. 2, election voting went on in Ede up to 11 p.m. at night. Ede is not a riverine area. Osogbo's voting population is more than that of Ede. Yet, between 4 and 5 p.m., we had concluded votings and everything in Osogbo, whereas voting went on up to 11 p.m. in Ede. 3 is that all the federal agencies that came to monitor, observe, and supervise that election were hostile to the APC government, even though APC was in control at the federal level. And I tell you, all those conditions will never arise again.
All right, Mr. Omipidan, before topic comes in, 2 points for me there. You talked about those, although that's a digression, but since you're a storyteller and you're speaking to history and you're trying to set the record straight, that those 3 indices were responsible. Have you forgotten,
we're part of the several reasons why
have you forgotten that
election
in 2022 that you're talking about, that you didn't believe that your former principal then lost, and it said otherwise, the Supreme Court said otherwise, so that granted, and they affirmed the legitimacy and the mandate of Ademola Adeleke. But have you forgotten as well that the complicity that we are talking about at the federal level, it was still an APC government. It was Muhammadu Buhari that was the president then. So to what end?
Thank you very much. If you follow the emergence of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the candidate of the APC in 2023, you will know that some persons around Buhari never wanted the man to emerge. Therefore, even after he emerged against all odds, they were still putting some spanners in the work to stop his eventual emergence as the president. And considering that Osun was the last election that would be held before the presidential election, they felt that if they did what they did, it will help to reduce it will help them to ensure that the man does not eventually, win that presidential election.
For somebody listening to you, Mr. Omipidan, this could just be conjectures because there are no facts, there's no evidence to this. The election held in 2022. Hold on, sir. The election was held in 2022, earlier, I think February or March. Asiwaju's emergence was in 2023.
Yeah. Get me very clearly. The primaries that brought in Asiwaju as presidential candidate held before the Osun governorship election. And I just told you that in the build-up to the primaries, they never wanted him to emerge. And so after emerging against all odds, there were still some persons who were still putting spanners in the work to ensure that he doesn't win the presidency. And part of the team was to ensure that Osun never went his way. It is both to weigh him down psychologically and otherwise. These are not conjectures.
All right, you've made another claim now, Mr. Omipidan.
Just like you pointed out, what will make federal operatives of a government whose state is under his control suddenly become hostile to the government of that state? The only reason is because some persons have decided to do otherwise.
Well, many people will make this same claim, when it comes to APC having power over other states as well. But let's come back to what you said. You said something about how that played out in 2022 and that it's not going to play out again in the forthcoming elections. What do you mean?
Yeah, what I meant was that the man who is the president today is a politician. And so he understands politics. It's not like our late President Buhari, who is not a politician. That is one. Two, the man who is here today will ensure a level playing ground for everyone to operate.
You're sure
and
about that?
Yeah, I'm very sure. And I believe very strongly that if a level playground is provided without aiding anybody, I believe very strongly that APC will carry the day.
All right. I'd like to ask, before we went on that break, you spoke about having the party structure probably within their grasp. Talking about the 2 people who have not been disqualified now. One of the aspirants who has not been disqualified, Abosede Ogoluwakito. Let's talk about her. She's someone whose visibility seems to have been tied to just past attempts at elections. She has never won, any of those. Now, how would you say such a person actually has the party structure, going for her?
I'm sure there's a mix-up. The lady is Dr. Mulikat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dr. Mulikat was a member of the House of Assembly until May 2023. Meaning that among all those that are aspiring, she is the one who has won election in the most recent times. And so a person who won election into the House of Assembly will certainly have support of the party wherever she comes from.
All right.
If you have time, go and look at that section of the party's constitution again. Don't forget that even apart from that, there's another provision. I can't remember the section now. Even after the primaries, there will be an electoral college to endorse the outcome of the primaries. If that electoral college says otherwise, according to the party's constitution, it stands.
All right, Mr. Omipidan.
Those who crafted that constitution, I hope I'll have time to do some research into it. I don't know why they came up with those provisions.
All right, you should.
I don't know what was their intention, and I don't know what their vision is. But I think, for me, from what played out in the Ekiti and what is currently playing out in Osun, if you are running for governorship anywhere, ensure that you have the party structure behind you. If you do not have the party structure, you cannot meet those conditions.
All right, both of our speakers, both of you have said that you do not see a party crisis looming. But from this part of this Vanguard reports, the NWC, in their own wisdom, have the list of our party members, and we have over 13,000 members who are financiers. All of us aspirants are guilty of the same thing, the same system, the same way. That's the issue, and it calls for caution. So probably this is alluding to the fact that it's not that this part of the Constitution may not exist, but it has not been effective. Why now?
Well, I'm not a member of their party. I'm not the national secretary of the party. I'm sure the party will say something. I've not heard anything. But this same process was the process that the Ekiti governorship applicants also went through. And it was after the Ekiti. It's the same APC, it's the same party provision. It was after the Ekiti election. I went out to get that party constitution myself and try to go through so that I can be abreast with some of the issues there. That is why you find me speaking authoritatively about some of those provisions.
All right, Mr. Omipidan.
I'm sure the party will say something with
all right. Let's take the same question to a barrister right now. At least Mr. Omipidan has said he's not a member of the APC. I'm sure many persons in Osun will disagree with that. Actually, I could see you giggling. But he has clarified that. You have made that point.
They can disagree to the extent that I worked with the APC government. But if you look at my trajectory, I've also worked with PDP.
All right, let's stay on course. All right, we'll come back to you if time permits, Mr. Omipidan. Now, what my colleague Temitope read was that it has always been there. Now, that some will say, if you want to nail, if you want to kill a dog, you must call it a bad name. just to hang it. Don't you think that is what is happening? And because of the exigency of time, Mr. Omipidan, we're not talking about party structure. You're a politician. You are being an aspirant. And some are saying, this is the Ileri Oluwa camp. Don't let's look that part, trying to boss everybody in that party. And I say it has never worked for you before. It might not work for you again. Now, talking about party structure, they just read that has to do with Mulikat. What party structure does a Nurudeen Oyebamiji have from his own place? Sell him to me.
You see, well, I don't want to talk about the candidate you just mentioned. His name.
You must. You're a member of that party.
Okay. It will actually make the whole world see me as my preferred candidate.
Is he not?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Let me be sincere.
And you are from the Ileri Oluwa camp?
Well, there is no Ileri Oluwa camp. Yeah, let me tell you something. Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola, who is the minister and our leader, is the man we call Ileri Oluwa.
And you belong to his group?
Well, everybody belongs to his group.
All right. So let's go back to the Nurudeen Oyebamiji structure.
He is a man,
obviously,
who has been doing so great, who has been part of the party structure. This man was a commissioner under Rahul Faregbeshola, commissioner for finance. Under Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola, commissioner for finance. He hails from Ikire. This man has been winning election, delivering for the party.
Benedict Alabi
he cut across all the local governments.
Benedict Alabi is
has
the same
followers.
Yeah.
I'm from Ilesa West.
Yeah.
I didn't just accept his candidacy when he said he wanted to vie for the gubernatorial seat. I'd known this man for a very long time. So I picked my interest and I said, where you go, I am going.
That's your personal decision.
That's my personal decision.
I just want to know.
And this cut across all the local governments.
Yeah.
And you see, now let me tell you something.
Yeah, 1 minute, please.
Impunity as its illegality. Impunity has its legality in politics.
So which one is playing?
When it favors you, it becomes legal. When it did not favor you, it becomes illegal.
This impunity that you have just established on this program now, that is what is playing now.
Now, there is it illegal? Now let me tell you something. There is no illegal here. There is no impunity here. But I'm saying to whoever that is contesting for a seat, in 2014, I came to Ilesa West to contest for the seat of House of Assembly. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
We were...
Please make it short.
We were 9
2 minutes. Yeah.
Contesting. And the party chairman, who were always in his house, you know, secretly advised, you know, paying visits and all that.
Right.
You won't believe he was the one that was giving the ticket to us. That is the party decision.
You have just confirmed what I said earlier, that APC is a Babasokwe party.
No. You see, let me tell you something. There is a reward system. I was just coming from nowhere. And I said, I have little money. I want to contest. Does that mean they should give me the ticket? So if we have 20 aspirants vying for a seat, does that mean they are going to get it? The party is saying, young man, you have been part of us. You have served us. Have this ticket. Go and contest. So now, for the fact that it does not work for you, you don't come out and say, this is impunity.
But, you know, we are totally after time. You don't smell this is trouble for the APC if Omisore decides not to abide by the decision of...
He's our leader. He's going nowhere.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
He's going nowhere.
We want to sincerely thank you, gentlemen. Former aspirant to the State House of Assembly, Barrister Abayomi Ojo from Ilesa West.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you. And of course, talking about a former Chief Press Secretary, journalist, and you know, public affairs analyst. I'm trying to remember that your Agboile that you're always writing from, Mr. Omipidan. You might want to remember.
Lorisha.
Oh, Lorisha. Thank you very much. You're always right. Are you still writing from there?
And now I'm back to the sun. So I write from Abuja now.
From Abuja now.
Permit me to also use this little time to
thank him.
Okay.
He was at my call to bar last month.
All right. You will use other medium for that, not this particular medium.
He's not a politician.
Thank you. Really?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that after the program. Thank you, gentlemen. Talk when we have to go.
All right, thank you so much, Devua. Thank you, analysts on the show this morning. We'll make a comeback tomorrow for the second installment of Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. And until then, stay safe, stay on the good side of the law. I am Timitope Ajijola Oluwala.
Abayomi Ojo is my name. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. But before that, stay alive. God bless Nigeria.